What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris Mann. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Friday, September 19th, 2025. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of upstate New York here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a very special guest that's coming on with me today. She is a film actress, she's a writer, she's a producer, she's a model. She's been modeling for 2+ decades. So she has a plethora of experience being in this media industry. Her name is Kristina Korsholm. And we're going to talk to her about her why of getting into the media space, getting into the film industry, but also ask her some get to know you questions. So without any further ado, Kristina, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for having
Oh,
me.
it is an absolute pleasure having you. No question about that. Want to first off say again, you look absolutely lovely tonight. I just want to say that. There's no question about that. Yeah, absolutely.
In my so I just came from the
The-
gym.
And listen, it's hard to do. It's hard to look lovely after you've been to the gym. I'm gonna tell you that because you normally working hard. You
Oh,
normally working hard up in there. That's for sure. But you pull it off.
I like
You
you.
pull it off.
I like you. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to ask you this first question, though, which is the same question that I have for all of my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. And it's very simple. What is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models or any inspirations growing up in Denmark and at times being in New Mexico? But ultimately, what is your why of wanting to be in the media industry and in film?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I kind of wish I had more role models growing up, to be honest. Um, I think I remember when I was around 10, I've been around, let's say 9, 10, 11 years
Mhm.
old, and my dad was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I thought about it, and well, with my knowledge at that time, I didn't really know what jobs there were or career there were. But with my whatever limited knowledge I had, I was like, I want to be something that doesn't exist yet.
Mm.
Now, back then, when I was born, I mean, we didn't really have all the, obviously there was no social
Right.
media. Yeah, I'm that old. And there was, there was like a very few TV channels. So like we didn't know so much about the world, but I always knew that I wanted to go out and explore. Um, and then for like storytelling has always been something
Passionate about.
I'm in love
Yeah.
with. Yeah, I'm in love with it. I love hearing stories. I love telling stories, and I not necessarily having to tell them with words, but like in images, either if I'm in front of the camera, behind the camera, in films, documentaries, so feature like fiction, or it could be documentaries, um, and I'm very interested in humanity and humans. So hearing people's stories or telling people's stories or fantasizing, I always say I think my greatest asset is my
Yeah.
imagination. So very early on, I loved drawing or, writing, and that just became like, breathing air to me. And so I became a journalist too.
Mm.
That's one of my BAs. I did one of my BAs in Stockholm in Sweden as a journalist, and I just loved it. I'm sure you love it. Like it's so I don't know. It just gives me a lot of joy to talk to people and hear their stories and hear their whys. I think that's a great question. So I can't really explain exactly what it is because my dad is a scientist and my mom is a botanist.
Oh,
So they're both in
okay.
science. Uh, but so I don't know. It was just a passion that just, and when you have that, when you feel a fire inside you and you just like, it's like a slow burn that just keeps burning and it's not going away.
Right.
That's when you follow it.
Absolutely.
So that's my why. The fire has never ceased. It has just like developed from let me say, being a journalist to then being in front of the camera to then going behind the camera again, and then I love being in the space where I can write, direct, and act and model. I think it's so much fun. and who knows what the next step is.
Right. Absolutely. I love that, Christine. I really do. It's a great start to our conversation. I mean, to me, it is a passion. It is a burning fire, right? That fire should never cease at all. For people that who want to be journalists and who want to be in the film and media industry, you got to have a passion for it. There's no question about it. I'm a huge sports person. That's my genre that I cover. I'm a huge basketball fan. Grew up in California.
Oh, I
I
love
know
that.
you're there right now, but I grew up in San Diego, California, to be exact. So I was always a Lakers person. So I love the Lakers. Right,
Yay!
right, absolutely.
Lakers, absolutely.
Absolutely. So that was my why. My why was I definitely love sports. I always used to watch it with my mother. My mother back when I was young, she's from Chicago, so she used to watch the Bulls with Michael Jordan. My dad did too. He's from
Right.
Chicago, but when we transitioned to L.A. or not San Diego, California, we started watching the Lakers. So I grew up in my middle school and high school years watching the Shaq and Kobe regime. And that's why I fell in love with sports and knew I wanted to be something in sports, whether I played it or whether I was involved with it. I knew that was going to be my life for sure. No question. I want to ask this next question because you went to multiple schools, but you ended up landing at your last one, which was UCLA. And I want to know, were there any other schools that you were considering maybe finishing up outside of UCLA? Because you know you got USC there, you got a lot of LA schools that's out there. What attracted you to UCLA?
Um, so again, growing up in Denmark, it's a tiny country.
Hmm.
I think we just made it to 6 million people
Oh,
now,
wow.
and we don't have dubbed TV, so we watched a lot of American movies and a lot of old Hollywood stuff. So Los Angeles and the beach, Venice, Santa Monica, Malibu has always been kind of a an iconic
Right,
paradise.
absolutely.
If you will, growing up there in the cold north where we have rain and darkness most of the year. Um, and so when I got the opportunity to come and visit UCLA when I was a kid, because my dad, who was a scientist, he got a job in New
Okay.
Mexico, Los Alamos National Lab. So they worked together with UCLA and USC. So coming out here and skateboarding, it was still, I think now it's illegal to skateboard on the campus, but back then there were no signs. We were skateboarding there, and I was like, oh man, palm trees, sunshine, beach, this is life. And I just kind of always knew, oh, I'm gonna end up
Right,
here
right.
somehow. And it wasn't without, I didn't like, oh, then I'm gonna do this step and then this step. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna do that. And to be honest, LA, it's like I have kind of a love hate relationship to the city. It's not like my real love. I really like New York.
Mhm.
When I moved to New York, I was like, wow, this city has everything.
Absolutely.
It has all these, like, it's a melting pot. I love New York. I even wrote a book about New York called New York City Head Over High
Oh,
Heels for the Danish and Scandinavian
okay.
market. Um, yeah, so it was like a big passion of me to live there. LA is more you gotta, you're from here, so yeah, you're in your car a lot, so it can feel isolated unless you kind of find your communities,
Hmm.
and so that can take some time out here. Now I've been here a long time, so I have my communities, but I can understand if people come out here and they're like, oh wow, this is too much.
Oh, yeah.
And also after the pandemic, a lot of things changed too, so it's like, yeah. um, but anyway, so that was like, I was a teenager. It was probably, let's say, 13, 14 or something the first time I was out here. And I remember not far from here, I was discovered by a modeling agency. And it was
Wow.
like, wow, kind of the Hollywood experience. And I mean, obviously, like I was with my dad and my stepmom, and I wasn't interested, but it was just like that whole, wow, LA is so different
Right,
than
right.
Copenhagen.
Okay.
So that was a lot of fun.
I love that. It had to be quite different from Copenhagen, Denmark, coming to Los Angeles. No question about that. Christina, I want to ask you some favorite questions. And you just give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions I'm about to ask you. Okay, so here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Okay, so I was just pregnant. I don't even want to go like like okay in the morning. I would love rotisserie chicken, so I didn't cook it myself, but I would just have to go to a Whole Food and just like
Wow.
eat it. And at night, tuna salad. Now, what I like to do now is when I cook myself, it's so hot out here, so I can't really like hot food is it's too much. So it's like sandwiches, and it's been a lot of chicken sandwiches with
Ooh,
avocado
okay.
and yeah. So like I don't know, and the toasted bread. Sometimes like toast. I don't know. It's just like it's fucking genius.
No,
Sorry, I
you're
can't
good. No,
swear.
no,
It's
you're
genius.
fine. You can do that. That's fine. No question about that. And I love that. I love it. It's very simple. It's very to the point.
Simple.
But I love chicken sandwiches. I do. I love that a lot. And L.A. One of my favorite restaurants there. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. That's one of my favorite spots in L.A.
Yeah, not been. So chicken and waffles, how does that work? Because it's like this, like the umami, and then you have the sweet. How does
Yeah,
that work?
absolutely. So what they do is they homemade everything. So the chicken is just kind of fried, is a fried chicken, and they'll put like maybe either a breast or a thigh on it. On then what they'll do is they'll put a nice buttery type waffle with it, which is amazing. And then you get that, maple syrup or whatever syrup that you like to use. And then
Oh my
you
god!
for me, the last time I was there, because I typically like to come out to LA once or twice. I still have family out there. Plus, there's a lot of sporting events that's going on. I know for
Yeah,
me personally, being a freelancer, I plan on being out in LA next February because that's where the All-Star game is. So the NBA All-Star game. So definitely might have to stop by and say hello to you while I'm out there if you're out there in LA for sure. No question.
absolutely.
But I typically go to Roscoe's and I'll get a buttery waffle, maybe even two, and I'll get one of those nice breasts that's like homemade nice breasts because I like white meat, and then be able to eat, and it's just so good because everything is homemade, and Roscoe's does a really really good job.
Nice. Okay, I have to try it. Yeah, I should have done that while I was pregnant because I was just craving. I couldn't wait going out from Whole Foods, and I liked the thighs because they were like really juicy,
Right.
and I just wanted to like rip off the thighs and eat them. And before I was pregnant, I was more vegetarian to be honest, but I just like that meat was I needed it, and I still do. So I guess you just have to go with your instincts when it comes to that.
Absolutely.
But catch me in February. Maybe my taste will be a little bit more refined
I hope
then.
I could. I hope I could take you to Roscoe's for sure. I would definitely be out there for a
Oh yeah,
weekend. That'd be amazing to do that for sure.
yeah.
I want to ask this next question, which is favorite concert, Christina, you've ever attended.
Oh my God, so many. Now I actually really like the small, intimate
Okay.
concerts. Um, I I remember I was living in a little bit more east side. Now I live west side in LA. So east side towards Hollywood, but not in Hollywood, just something called Hancock Park, which is like a green
Yep.
area. But it's like if you take an Uber, it's like 10 minutes to Hollywood. And before the pandemic, there used to be these hole in the wall bars, kind of like
Oh
speakeasies,
yeah.
where Tuesday and Thursdays they would have live music, and it would be local talent sometimes. Like when he was still alive, Prince would even be there, or
Mm.
there'd be Macy Gray or like a name, but just you know the local talent and just coming in. Tuesday was jazz night, and Thursday was just like whatever cover band or whatever they figured out. I just loved it, and I think it makes you a better person to go watch live music. Yeah, I do remember an Erica Badu
Oh yeah.
concert in Denmark. with my sisters, and we're just drooling because we want to be her and look like her and her voice. And oh my God,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I love that. That was amazing. I don't know. I think it's hard to say which one was the best, but I like that also. With I was with my two Danish sisters at that concert. That was really
Oh yeah,
special.
absolutely. No question. You obviously got great taste in music, girl. There's no question about that. Mentioning Erica Badu and mentioning Prince. I mean, obviously, Better Call Tyrone is one of my songs for Erica Badu. No question about that. Um,
Oh,
yeah, no doubt. I would
I love.
say I'm a huge R&B person too. I would say that one of
Yeah.
my favorite R&Bs is I would say Boys to Men. Boys to Men is definitely one of my favorites
Oh,
for sure. I'm a New Edition type dude as well.
okay. So listen. So way back when, I was doing I was doing a kind of a road trip with a friend. We got invited to a Boys to Men
Mm. Oh yeah,
TLC, and the warm up was what was his name? Something Jordan,
Montel
Montel
Jordan.
Jordan. Is that? Yeah. So he was the warm up, then TLC, and then Boys to Men. Can you believe it, in Phoenix?
Wow,
So I went to. I was like, but it was a huge concert. But that's probably also one of my favorites. That was
the
remarkable.
three great music acts, no question about that. Three of my favorites too. So that's what's up. I love that. I want to ask you favorite place, Christina, you've ever traveled to.
Oh, okay. Favorite place. So, there's so many beautiful places. In general, I really like to travel in Asia,
Mm. Okay.
uh, in the Far East, Asian countries like Thailand or Japan. But I want to say, long time ago, and now I hear it's super touristed. I went to the northern part of Italy on the west coast. Um, we flew to Genoa, and then we went down to an area called Cinque Terre, which means the five lands or the five countries. And it's like five little cities that are located alongside the Liguria coast. It's gorgeous, and you can't drive there, so you have to take a
Right.
train, or you can hike from city to city. And it's a little bit like photos you see from the Amalfi Coast. It's gorgeous, and the food is, if you like Italian food, it's out of control,
Mm.
delicious. I love that place. I would go back anytime. But let's say, somebody asked me, so where would you want to go on vacation right now? I'd be like, a beach in Thailand. I would just, yeah, take me. I'd go, and the food and the atmosphere. So I love the little islands in Thailand. I've been many times. I'd love to come back.
Definitely on my bucket list. I'll have to give you a call and get some recs from you for sure. It's on my bucket list to go to Thailand because I've never been there for sure, but I would love to go. I would definitely say my favorite place is Jamaica. Being able to go. Oh, so I can give you plenty of recs for that. Being in the fact that I went there on a cruise with my family was great. It was awesome. Great food, great beaches, great scenery. It was definitely hot as hell. There's no question about that. It was smoking hot, but it was still a good time. It was a
Yeah.
very good time, and I had a lot of fun while I was there in Jamaica for sure. I want to ask you.
Is it very like musical and like with a lot of
Mhm.
music, or I mean, the vibe must be
The
amazing,
vibe
right?
was amazing. It was
You.
great. People dancing, people just, hey
Oh.
man, all love, like one love, one love. Everybody said one love around there, one love. I was like, okay, so it's just a great vibe being around that atmosphere and those people. They just have great positive energy. Um, I want to ask you this next one, and that's I'm a sports person, so I want to ask you the sports question. It's a two-parter.
Yeah.
Favorite sport you like to watch on TV, favorite sport you like to attend in person. They could be the same sport.
So, I like to watch. I like basketball. I like to play it, and I like to watch it.
Okay.
Especially being out here, and we have the Staples Center available. I mean, come
Hmm.
on. Like I've been there a few times, and it's freaking
Mm,
awesome. Um, so I would say that's definitely it. And if the Lakers are playing, yeah. But being from Denmark, like our national sport is what you guys call soccer. We call it
right.
football, but you guys call it soccer. And when it's on TV and we have the European Cup or the World Cup, there's just like a little beast Viking that comes up in me, and we sit and we go to whatever, I don't know, pub or a bar or something where they show the
Right.
match or the game, and we'll just like the Danes will gather together and yell their little lungs out. It's a lot of fun, but also because it's like a community and we all root for the same team. Um, but I think it's basketball is just so elegant, and like what they can do with the ball. And it's, I mean, I played a little bit of basketball in New
Mm,
Mexico. I actually won the I don't know how that happened. I won the, what's it called, the I went to middle school in eighth grade, and so apparently they have like a yearly tournament where you do one on one,
right.
and I won that tournament of all the girls of all
Well,
the eighth
look at
graders,
you.
which is because I'm not like super tall. I'm 5'8", but I was not like super tall. I was just fast, and it was just awesome. And I loved playing basketball. I could never be professional, but I just enjoy it.
Well,
So definitely, yeah. Let's stick to that.
okay. Well, you definitely won my heart. That's for sure. You definitely got a smile out of me, girl. That's for sure. No question about that. Because I love basketball is my favorite sport, number one. So yes, to see it in person, I'm a huge Lakers fan, as I told you, grew up in California. So yes, seeing basketball in person is my number one. I would say football, with Americano football, is to watch on TV is my favorite, for sure. The stadiums are very big. So if you're not like super close, they could look like miniature mini me's down there on the field, and you're pretty much watching the jumbotron. So I'd rather watch it on TV and get that experience. But basketball stadiums or arenas are much smaller, so it could feel like no matter where you sit, you're like on top of the action. So I definitely want to see my Lakers this season, knowing that it could be LeBron's last year. Could maybe not sure. But I definitely want to see my Lakers at some point this year for sure. Because yeah, I'm in love with the Lakers, and being on the East Coast, we don't get the games until 10:30 or 10 o'clock at night. So yeah, definitely want to be able to watch that. So like I said, girl, you definitely got me smiling over here. I love the fact you said basketball. That's amazing. I love that. Um,
Cool.
last of the favorites. Favorite place that you like to eat out at?
Hmm. So we live close to an area called Sotel, which is, I think it's like small Japantown. It's not Little Tokyo. Little Tokyo is downtown, and there's a lot of great sushi here. Which, if you eat sushi, in my opinion, it has to be like the Japanese way, because it's small, it's delicate, it's no fusion. It's just, and the temperature of the rice and the fish is perfect. So I really enjoy doing that at Sotel, which is very close to here, to eat sushi here. I think in LA we have really great restaurants, and especially when you go to, let's say you like Korean, you go to K Town or
All right.
Koreatown. It's we just have top of the top. I've been to Tokyo and to Kyushu, the southern part of Japan, and eaten Japanese food there, and it's, oh my god, it's amazing. But I think we got some pretty good places here. So that's, I would say, sushi in Japantown.
Yeah.
That's my
Fun
favorite.
fact: I've never tried sushi in all my years of living. I've never had sushi yet, so maybe that's something. Maybe that's a sign. Now I can get you.
You like it, it's also the raw fish thing is like,
Mm,
I don't like, right now that I'm breastfeeding, and also during my pregnancy, I didn't come near it. I don't feel like it right now, which is weird because I usually
right.
love it. So it's, I understand, because there's some risks there, and if you don't like the feeling of raw fish, why would you even bother.
See, and that's what I'm saying. I've heard it being raw. I've heard sushi being cooked. So in the meantime, like I said, once I get you to try Roscoe's, maybe you could show me some good sushi out there at that particular time because some months
Yeah,
would have passed. So definitely you could show me some good sushi, and I'm willing to try it. I'm willing to try anything at least once. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna like it, but I'm willing to try it.
you can do like there's sushi where it's cooked, or like it's yeah, fried or
Right.
something. That's it's less uh, where it's like less that feel okay. I need like a raw shrimp or something. In Japan, I couldn't do that, but they'll serve you like shrimp that moves. Like the legs. I can't
No.
even.
Oh hell no. Hell no. I don't
No,
want my food moving.
not happening.
I feel you on that, girl. I feel you on that. So I'm very intrigued about this next question that I got for you, Christina, and that is your day-to-day operations, right? You wear many different hats, right? From a writer, actress, producer, model, and obviously wife, mom now. So you wear many different hats. What is your day-to-day operations look like? How many auditions do you do a day? How much stuff do you write or do you produce in a day? Like what is a day in a life of Kristina Korsholm?
So it depends. So a lot of for me, when you do films or TV, it comes, or at least for this is for me in my career, it comes like in
Okay.
waves. So let's say I get booked as talent as an actor on a production. A lot of times they'll have me relocate to another country, another city, or something, and then you're there, and you go in and you kind of immerse yourself in that universe and become that character and become part of that film family or TV family.
Okay.
And it's amazing. So in those times, like you're there, like you're just owned by that production kind of. Let's say it's between those gigs and you're here in our home. I write. I have different movies. I have a show that I'm writing on, and I'll kind of like jump from one to another because sometimes I have meetings about one project that I'm writing, and sometimes I have meetings about another. And you gotta kind of like stay open to which one gets more attention or money,
Right. Right.
basically. Uh, and so staying fluid is good to do. Then I'll get booked to direct something.
Hmm.
Let's say I'm doing a documentary. I've been doing a bunch of short films with a space company out in New
Right.
Mexico. They create Wi-Fi in space, so communication in space. So I've been to rocket launches and stuff like that, and so that's that's a different set. You kind of go there and become the journalist. You're like immersing yourself in those characters' world and what are they thinking. It's very technical. It's rocket science basically. Um, and it's all awesome. I like those phases because I kind of get to take a break from myself. I'm in flow with something else. Like I'm in I'm a character, or I'm being inspired by other characters that I'm filming and telling a story about. So now when I'm here with a baby, I'm trying to figure out, okay, how much does she sleep? And when she sleeps, I can write. And I'm back in shape. I can fit my clothes now. It's been 4 weeks, so I could basically go out and work. I just had a conversation with my management 2 days
Okay.
ago, and they were like, "Oh, great! So you're ready? Let's start sending you out again, and maybe you want to do something with baby." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. If there's like, mom and baby role, that would be fun. It would be
Sure.
easier." Um, so like it's like a new chapter. So let's see where that goes. Um, and then when there's auditions, my husband, he's also a filmmaker and an actor,
Oh, okay.
and we help each. So we help each other with these things. So it's like okay, it's 9 p.m. and I just got an audition. I have to hand it in tomorrow by 9 a.m. Can you help? And then we set up we'll just like set up against. we have a backdrop and some lamps, and we'll just set it up, and you shoot it on your iPhone, and he'll shoot me or I'll shoot him. He has an edition, and we direct each
Hmm.
other, edit it together, send it, and you know, I personally forget about it immediately after I do an edition because it's if you start thinking, oh, I should have made that choice instead of that, it's going to drive you insane. So it's a lot of variety work wise. Now, I'm a Pilates instructor. I've been since
Okay.
2016, and I enjoy teaching. I teach a few times a week in Santa Monica, and I love it. And it's awesome. It's the best wellness center and gym, so that's where I went to work out earlier. So staying in shape is also part of my job. So I do that. That's like, if not every day, then every second day for
Right.
sure. Um, and then taking the dog to the park, is also part of she's, LA traffic is, it's like, I'll never
Well,
get used to it. I
you
have
ain't
no
got to tell
patience.
me. That's for sure. I know about that.
And then the day's gone. And then, you eat some food, and it's like, LA's kind of an early city. You kind of go to bed early and get up
Hmm.
early. I lived in New York. It was different. It was like staying out late. Well, still getting up early, but definitely staying out
Oh, for
late.
sure. No question. I mean, yeah, every day is different. No 2 days are ever the same, probably in your life, and probably with, um, you know, uh, doing the films and movies and writing, and now, like you said, being a mom, is just different, right? So, but it's a great segue, Christina, because I want to segue to this next question, which is about work life balance, right? And the work life balance and mental health. Mental health is so important in every industry, but especially in the media and film industry. When you're being seen and looked at and talked about quite a bit. There's people that I know that are journalists that have stepped out of the industry because their mental health wasn't right. There's people that you probably know that have been actresses in the film industry that have stepped out because their mental health was kind of broken. But you also have work life balance,
Yeah.
right? You have family, you have a career, you're a wife, you're a mom, you wear many different hats, and it's hard to give your all to everything at all times, right? But you also need some Christina time to yourself to just by yourself wind down, right? So my question to you is, how do you maintain good mental health but also have that work life balance? Because you seem like a wonderful woman to be around. Obviously, for the first 30 minutes I've talked to you, I certainly wouldn't mind being around you. And I'm sure your friends and family would say the same thing. But you also seem very dedicated and passionate about what you do. So, how do you balance that out?
But yeah, I think you're totally right, and I would say especially in the modeling industry, it can be tough because when I started out very young, um, everybody had to be very very skinny. I feel there has been a little bit more of a change since the Kardashians came in and kind of set a tone of a more curvy look. Um, but I might be wrong. It might be now with the Ozempic. I also hear that everybody's skinny again. I'm so mature and old, if you will, in that business. So it doesn't really apply to me so much
Sure.
because I kind of like I did my teenage duty, and I like my early 20s. You're kind of more like a blank canvas, and then when you become older, you become a little bit more of a, okay, maybe it sounds silly, but kind of a personality, and then they don't look so much on if you fit a size 0 or a size, let's say 4 or something. But it's still, I'm probably gonna walk a show during Fashion Week just because
Mm,
I have friends. Like, it was fun to be back on the runway because I can,
sure.
and it's like I'll tell my baby when she grows up, oh, I had you, and then I walked the show. It'll just be fun, and but that's also because I work out, and even though I crave weird stuff to eat, I take care of myself, and it's very much about a mental health balance. I also, during my pregnancy, I I meditated
Mm,
because I was scared of having a miscarriage. I've had miscarriages
okay.
before, so meditation helps me. to balance whatever I'm going through, because life throws stuff at you that you know, like, could be family crisis, could be work crisis. Um, and yeah, when I was younger, I was like, I remember I think in Europe, I was walking some fashion week and for some designer, and I remember there was like a mean older lady that was kind of like in charge of the
Right.
show, and she told the designer, I was like, she didn't even look at me, she just looked at my butt and said she has a very heavy hip number two. And I didn't know what a hip number two was at that time. Apparently you have, your top part of your hip, and then you have like that, the thicker or the fuller part, that's apparently hip number two.
Okay.
And she thought I was fat, and I I weighed like, I don't know, let's say 105 pounds or 100 pounds,
Wow.
5'8" tall. I was skinny as AF. Um, and that was like that. I remember that, and that's such a long time ago. And I'm just imagining, if you're 15, you're going into the industry, and you keep hearing that. I mean, that must be devastating. And I don't know how, unless you have a really solid family and a good circle of friends, how you manage to navigate in that without,
Right.
hurting mentally.
Right.
Um, so I think I was, been lucky that my friends and family, they've not really been in the industry. Then later I got friends in the industry, but starting out, everybody was doing something else. Nobody was in the entertainment industry or modeling or anything. So it's just, yeah. Does that make sense? And now I'm so old. I don't really care. Like, of course I care if people talk shit about me. I would lie if I said I don't, but I just come to learn that it's not my
Right.
job to care about people's
Yep.
opinion, and I had to like learn that also the hard way. So I will meditate. I love doing Pilates. I will go for a walk with my dog. I'll be with my small circle of friends or family, and that's my mental health.
No, I love
Yeah,
that.
that's my. I don't know. Go
No, I
ahead.
love that. I really do. And that's a great answer. It's a question worth asking because people deal with it in a plethora of ways, Christina. No question about that. But, it is a question worth asking, right? And I love the fact that you said what you said. To me, when you do get older, because I'm in my later 30s, that's what I am right now. So, and when you are older, you get more comfortable in your own skin. You really don't give a
Yes.
damn about what people say because you're comfortable in your own skin. Life kind of slows down for you because you start just weeding out the trolls. You start weeding out the people that just bring you negative energy, right? And you start focusing on people that
Yes.
actually matter and things that matter and start doing things that matter. That's just a part of evolution and part of life, in my opinion. As you get older, that's just what happens. I love the fact that you talked about your mental health and working out and that comment that was said to you at an early age. And, it's sometimes, people just say things just to be saying them, just to be talking shit, just to be saying stuff. Like, and what I mean by that is just no purpose. There's no purpose behind what they talk. And to me, you got to talk with purpose. I really don't even mess with any individuals in my life anymore, period, that don't talk with purpose. Like, if your purpose is just to talk, to run your mouth, I really don't bother with you. I don't talk with you. I don't deal with you because I'm focused on just continuing to move forward and continuing to be a better person of myself every single day. So, I love the fact that you said that. I really do, and that's commendable. It's commendable to you, and obviously for you to be in this industry as long as you have, you've been amazing at it. When I did my research, I was like, "There's no way she could be the age of myself. There's no way, absolutely not."
Oh,
And you are,
without giving it all
and you
away,
are.
you're still as pretty.
You're right. You're right. You are. But looking at you from the first perspective, I was like, yeah, because I like I said, I'm 38, so I know I was thinking, maybe around the same age, maybe early 40s at tops is what I was thinking of you. But and that's just because it's a credit to you keeping yourself in great shape, keeping yourself active, but also being very dedicated to your job and being very good at your job. And I wish you nothing but continued success on that front. But it's a great segue again. You're welcome. It's a great segue again, though, Christina, because I want to ask you about advice. You talked about it. There's girls that wants to come into this industry as models. There's people that want to come into the film industry. I'm sure that there have been people that have called you, emailed you, stopped you, asked you for all kinds of advice what on what to do. What kind of advice would you give these individuals that want to be in the film industry or be a model?
Um, First of all, really make sure that this is what you want
Okay.
to do. That's like the first step,
Okay.
because there is like you're going to be unemployed for a really long time, or most people are going to be unemployed like various periods of your life, and if that scares you, I would probably, try your second choice. So that's like the first thing. Then the second thing, if you're like, yeah, hell yeah, I can do this, find find good mentors. Like through, I don't know, the architecture of serendipity, I figured out that this studio in New York, the William Esper studio, it just really spoke to me, and I found out I had friends who had gone there, so I applied to come to take the program, and I got in, I got accepted, and for me that was like, of course it was like, I learned so much, acting, movement, whatever it was we all did there, but it was also almost like a spiritual journey for me, because suddenly I felt that everything I've been told earlier in my life, like stop daydreaming, or don't, like, this and that and the other, suddenly everything I did was perfect. It was correct, because
Mm.
you have to daydream as an actor. You have to make up uh, these scenarios in the universe. So I felt, wow, suddenly I'm with my new chosen
Right.
family. So if you can find, and for some people schools or studios don't work,
Right.
but like a community or group where you feel, oh, this is just flow for me, I'm in flow, this is so
Right.
easy, I don't have to, I'm not the outsider, I'm like, I fit in here. And that's how I felt when I moved to New York in, I think, 2005 or
Oh,
6. I just love it. So that's like my next tip, or my next
okay.
advice. And then, the industry keeps changing. Like, and with social media
Right.
and with, make your own stuff. Like, write your own stories. I don't care if they suck. Just do them and act them and fall on your face, make
Right.
mistakes, uh, and get up and keep going. And because otherwise, who's gonna see you if you don't, like? It's hard to come out without a resume and just book something. So make your own stuff. Make it with friends, and then, it's again, keep, like, find your circle of people that you have fun with, because if it's not fun, what's the point? Like, have fun.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And that's
And the same with, like, it's the same with modeling. Modeling is a little bit more, in my perspective, more hardcore,
yeah,
because you don't really have a voice so much. Well, maybe now you do, because models are like more influencers and personalities now, but it's very much about a look that they book, and it's for a show or a shoot or something. The movie is like, that can be months, and then you have to edit it, and it has that whole life afterwards, with post production and festivals, and so it's like, yeah, that was all over the place. But if you're passionate about it, just like, don't be afraid to fail. Like, no one's perfect. Go out and make your own stuff. Make your friends come watch you, and go watch your
I
friends.
love that. No,
And even though
I love that.
it's shit, who know? Who cares? Like it will be better. Will it be better?
No, that's really, really good advice. I love that, and I appreciate your transparency on that. I really do. I want to ask you this next question. It's called bucket list, Christina, and the reason why it's called bucket list is because I like for my guests to speak things into existence. What is, or I should say, give me a top four of roles that you would like to do in your career that you haven't done yet, or maybe fashion events that you would like to do. You can mix it in that you haven't done yet in your career.
So so roles. Okay. So for acting,
It could be acting, could be
I
directing, it could be writing, it could be either or in the film industry.
I would love to play um, a field detective, like in one of the cop shows,
Mm.
or like um, yeah, something, True Detective, or like one of those. That would be really fun to be play in an investigative um, police detective, or also it could also be an investigative journalist. Like when I went to school in Sweden, in Stockholm, I realized that a lot of the TV shows out there they portray journalists that they figure out who the murderer is.
Right.
And in Denmark, it's very much about police officers, and I feel that's also the case over here. So I don't know. So like a police field detective or investigative journalist, that would be really cool. Um, I would like to play. What else? I think it would be really fun to play kind of like what is called what how do you say that in English, like an aristocratic
Oh,
you know super wealthy decadent lady, or
okay.
like something, yeah, something, I don't know, like over the top kind of, that would be really fun. Society kind of type of woman. I've played some bad, what's it called, like the villain, which is so much fun. I love playing the villain. Actually, I got a small part in a TV show when I was 6.5 months pregnant, where I played a dance teacher who was also a villain, which was that was fun. What else would I like to do? Well, I just had a child. That was definitely on my bucket list. And then I think it would be fun to do. So my husband and I, we've done projects together, film projects together. It'd be fun to do more projects together and bring more friends in. A little bit like, I don't know if you're aware of the couple John Cassavetes and Gina Rowlands.
No,
They're an amazing actor and directors, and that's what they did. They wrote their own stories, got their talented filmmaker friends and actor friends, and shot in and around their house, or created locations, and I think that was a genius idea. Some of the finest acting I've seen is Woman Under the Influence, um, with Gina Rowland. So something like that. And we actually just did a film we wrapped a film last year that we shot in this house. That's hopefully it will come out next year. I think everything got delayed with the fires out
yeah,
here.
absolutely.
Uh, but so yeah, so do more kind of like family productions. I would like to, maybe I have a movie that is set in New Mexico on a farm, a horse farm. I would like to be in it as an actor and also direct it. I don't. It's probably like a little bit far fetched that I get to do that already, but that would be fun.
I think you would be
And
amazing. I think you would be amazing doing that. You know what? And two things. Number one, any kind of movie that you definitely drop, I certainly would love to come to the premiere of it. I don't know if it's going to be big time like that the way you. I would love to come to the premiere of a movie for you,
I'll keep it.
and then two, I don't know when. I don't know when I'll be able to because obviously schedule is crazy. Sports schedule is crazy, but I would love to be an extra. I would love to just be an extra in a movie. I don't care what it is. I always tell people on my platform that whatever movie it is that you guys are writing or you guys are doing, I definitely want to be an extra or just be able to be there and see. I don't even have to have. I don't even have to do nothing. I could just be drinking a bottle of water. It don't even matter. So, but I definitely just love to
Cool.
see that kind of stuff, and I definitely put that out into existence because theater is my second love outside of sports. It's something that I've
Oh,
done. In high school, I used to do musicals in high school, and I used to act in high school. Now, I but
nice.
I admire people who do it. Actors and actresses. It's very difficult to do. It's not the easiest thing in the world. But I admire it because I love seeing live performance. I love seeing movies on screen because it's just amazing how you can dive into a character and bring that character to life. So to me, that's two of the things that I always wanted to do in a movie sense of aspect. Go to a premiere and be an extra.
Yeah, okay, well, let's make it happen.
I love it. I love that. That would just be amazing for sure. But also, like I said, I asked that question because I love when people give their top four, so they speak it into existence. I would love to see that movie with a farm and you acting and directing in it. That's amazing. I mean, there's no question about that. And with the family productions, I mean, why not? Why not keep it all in the family? That's amazing to make something and be able to generate wealth from that. That would be good too.
Yeah,
So why not?
yeah,
I love that.
there you
I
go.
love that. We have reached a portion of my podcast now that we're going to do my interactive game called This or That. It's a game that I like to play with all my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, and it's very simple. I'm going to throw some things out at you, and you get to choose this or that. So, Christina, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Out of these two restaurants, which restaurant would you rather eat at? Texas Roadhouse or Longhorn Steakhouse?
I don't know what the difference is, but I think Texas Roadhouse sounds really fun. I don't know what it is, the difference.
Well, it's a little bit of a difference. Longhorn Steakhouse is known for their steaks. Texas Roadhouse is known for kind of everything, but they have the cinnamon buns. They have the cinnamon sauce and with the rolls. It's so good. Have you been to either spot?
No, but now that you say, like, I like steaks, so let's do the steakhouse instead.
Okay, Longhorn Steakhouse. That's actually my favorite restaurant, so it's a very good restaurant for
It is
sure.
for it sounds
No
delicious.
question. Yes, it is. When it comes to chicken wings, which flavor would you rather put on the wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Oh, that's tough. Ooh, you're putting me on the spot here.
Hmm.
Like, I was about to say barbecue, but then, lemon, I squeeze lemon on everything. Okay. Let's do barbecue.
Okay.
Just because I could actually eat that right now.
You and me both, girl. We be eating it together. There's no question about that. I'm with you on that. Now, do you like your wings wet or dry?
Wet.
Okay. Do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Can you get a wing without bones? I didn't even know that. Like, that must be for lazy people.
Absolutely, absolutely. There is a lot of people on this platform that say they love to do boneless wings because they like to stick the fork in it and they like to dip their wings and they don't want to get messy. Me, uh, I'm either way. I like to get a little messy. I don't mind that.
I'll get messy. With bones, I'll get messy.
Absolutely, get messy with it. Get a wet wipe, wipe your mouth, and go to work. And I love that. That's what I think. I think a real wing has to have a bone. Otherwise, it's a glorified chicken nugget.
There
There
you
you
go.
go. So I'm with you on that. Okay. So the next four questions, Christina, have to do with music concerts you rather attend. So here we go. Which music concert would you rather go see, Beyonce or Rihanna?
Oh, I watched Beyonce in Zurich, and she was amazing.
Okay.
I have not watched Rihanna, so let's do Rihanna.
Okay. All right. I'm with you on that. All right. Now, I know that was pretty tough. I came out swinging with that first one. They're only going to get a little bit tougher, though. Which music
Oh,
concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Usher or Chris Brown?
Usher. It
Okay.
has to be
Okay,
Usher.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I love me some Usher. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Mariah Carey or Janet Jackson?
Ah, that's tough too.
Yeah.
I would have to go with Mariah Carey. Just like I hear she's the diva of all divas, and that voice is, yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
But
I'm
it's
with you on that.
a tough one,
That's
yeah.
a tough one. Okay. Now, which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Whitney Houston in her prime, or would you rather see Celine Dion?
Whitney, no doubt. Like I'm a huge Whitney fan.
Okay, now.
Like her the album. Like I still have it in Denmark. Like the first one. I mean, oh gosh, yes,
Okay.
love, love,
Well,
love.
that means
It's such a story that she's not here
yeah,
anymore.
I know. That definitely crushes my heart. It's my mother's all-time favorite singer, no question about that. She's one of the greatest singers of all time. To me, she had the second best national anthem ever. If you remember when she did the national anthem in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So what is the first? Which is the first in your opinion?
Marvin Gaye's, the one that he did on the basketball court at the 1983 All-Star game, NBA All-Star game. It's in Los Angeles. His
I'll have to look that up.
Yes, his was first because the backstory on that was he was running late to the game, and all he did was tell them to play a beat, and he walked on the court just minutes before the game started and he sung the national anthem and left. And that was one of the best national anthems that you will ever hear in your life. No question about it.
Love Marvin Gaye. I love your music taste, by
Oh
the
well,
way. Like these
listen,
are
girl, we
good.
are gonna vibe. When I see you in LA, we gonna vibe.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. And I love your music taste too. Back to sports. Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Would you rather watch Americano football or hockey?
Americano
Got
football.
you on that. Okay, I'm with you. Now, which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Um, I think badminton because it's like I used to play that as a kid, and I think it has more physicality in it. Like bowling is isn't it more about drinking beer and wearing funny shoes? I know I get a lot of hate from bowlers, but I did badminton, or how do you pronounce it?
Yep.
How do you pronounce it?
Badminton.
Badminton.
Yeah,
Okay,
badminton.
yeah, that.
Okay, I'm with you on that. All right. Now, do you like desserts?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna name four categories of desserts, Christina. You got to choose one of these to eliminate to get rid of. So here we go. The
Okay.
first category is gonna be candy. The next category is cookies. The third category is grouped together. So it's cake slash pies. The last category is ice cream. Which one are you getting rid of?
Uh, the group together.
Okay, so the cake slash pies. What is your favorite ice cream?
Ah, that's a tough one.
Mm.
I know like I've been. I know it's super basic, but I've been craving strawberry and vanilla ice cream this summer.
Oh,
So if I had to choose one, it would probably be vanilla. And I know like that is so vanilla of me to say vanilla, but yeah, vanilla.
I'm with you on that. Hey, no judgment here. I'm a huge vanilla fan. Cookies and cream is probably my favorite because I'm a huge Oreo fan too when it comes to ice cream. So
Oh, don't even get me started. I should never buy those. I'll finish the
I
whole
know
thing.
that's right. I know that's right. Absolutely. Now, do you like potato chips? Okay.
Unfortunately,
Same
yeah.
format. Okay. Same format. I'm going to name four brands. You have to choose one of these brands to get rid of. Okay. So the first one is going to
Okay.
be Pringles. The next one is going to be Doritos. The next one is going to be Ruffles. The last one is going to be Lay's. Which one are you getting rid of?
Lace.
That's my girl. You on point like a period. I like that.
I know exactly why I lied.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that. Now, you don't have to name the other three, but give me your
Okay.
favorite potato chip.
Okay. So it kind of like varies on the day,
Mm.
but there is something to be said about Pringles sour cream and onion
Hello.
and Doritos the blue ranch.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And then what was the last one? The last one was the
Oh,
last chip.
Ruffles.
Ruffles. Oh yeah, just it's just the barbecue ruffles. It's just like the plain ruffles are really good too.
Okay. You got some damn good taste, girl. Let me tell you that right there.
Oh, there's also salt and vinegar. Like there's the salt and vinegar on kettle chips. That's really good
Oh
too.
no. Oh hell no. Oh Lord, we was riding on a wave and then you just jumped off the boat on that one. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know, but like once in a while, like one of like a few of those that can just like
Well,
that's
well,
good.
listen. I mean, you are absolutely wonderful. You're absolutely beautiful. You're talented, but we just proven to me, Christina, you are not perfect. And that's just what it is. It's just what it is. Well, then here's why I say that. Before I get to the next question, salt and vinegar is probably the second worst chip ever made.
If you're probably right, and it's also so unhealthy. Vinegar is
Yeah.
horrible. I know a lot of people
It,
apple cider vinegar. They're like, no, it's just gonna give you a lot of yeast infections and yeast
You
stuff.
know,
Like, don't even go.
listen, it's not the worst chip ever. It's the second. You know, if I had to, I'll eat it. I'll eat about five, but that's about it. And then I'll put it to the side. Now, kettle chips is third, salt and vinegar second. The worst chip ever made in the Lord's creation is Funyuns. Whoever thought that Funyuns?
What are those?
You said what?
What are those? What are those? I've seen the bag. It's like onion or
Yeah, they're
something.
onion chips. They're in a yellow bag shaped as a Funyun. They're onion type chips.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, no,
Yeah, I'm not
that's
with
not.
that. I don't like that. I ain't with that. That's just So I'm totally against that for sure. But we agree with that. But you did very good on this or that. No question about that. Very decisive. I like that. I want to ask you these last two questions before I get you out of here, and that's one. Um, you talked about advice you would give to someone, but I want to know what is some advice someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to.
I met my one of my mentors is a fantastic artist. His name is Anton Parrish, and he lives in New York. He's originally from
Hmm.
Croatia, and he used to be the among other stuff. He used to be the house photographer from Studio 54. So he's like visual artist. He paints, he photographs, he films. He
Okay.
he created his little TV station back in the 70s in New York. And I met him through a Danish friend. Long story short, we started working together when I moved to New York to go to the acting studio, and he started shooting photos of me, and and I kind of became one of his muses. And I was like, well, so how do you want to take my photo? And he's like, no, I can't tell you that. You show me what kind of photo I should take of you, which was very weird because when you're a model, you're always directed what to do.
Right.
And it kind of sparked my creativity in, how I acted in the world. And then I remember, he's a very wise man, and we had deep conversations, and I asked him because I was devastated. I'm like, I'm in search of a role model. I don't know where to look, or I'm so lost in life. And he goes, listen, people like you don't need a role model. You need to be your own role
Mm.
model. You need to figure out your own way. You cannot rely on others. So go be your own role
Right.
model. And it was just horrible advice I felt at that time. But then later I was like, you know what? He was so on point, and I feel some people probably you probably also. I don't know. It's like you can learn so much from other people, but at the end of the day, it's really It's up to you. You gotta you gotta step into the world and create your own fate, and your own story,
Right.
whatever that is for you. So I think that was, even though it was hard advice, it was really good advice that I remembered. And fun, like a little bit of fun fact. Remember, I told you I wrote a book about New
You
York,
did.
um, and it was what's it called? A publishing house from Denmark that wanted to have a book. It came out the same year as the Sex and the City movie. They wanted like a Danish version of like Sex and the City kind of. It was very popular. I was very lucky to write it, and then so I was a big fan of Sex and the City, the old HBO show with Carrie and all those.
Absolutely.
And Anton tells me that he met Candace Bushnell, who is the author and the inventor of Carrie and all her friends Samantha, Miranda, and Charlotte. And he saw her writing, and he said, "You're a great writer. You should write for Interview magazine." Anton did the magazine with Andy Warhol. He was friends with all those guys, so he knew Carrie's mom. And I was, like Candace Bushnell, who invented Carrie. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, I'm in New York and I'm meeting this guy who knows these people that I look up to. So, it was kind of like, so he was my mentor in a way, without him even giving me that much advice other than, make sure you always do underground stuff. You can do the Hollywood poly stuff, make sure you do your art, and make sure you create a good family and, have good friends. And that's, I guess that's great advice too. But, anyways, so being your own role model was probably the best advice. But I was just, when I found out he knew those people, I was like a little bit starstruck.
Absolutely. No, no question. No question about that. I love asking this question to actresses. If there was a role that you would want to reprise, what role would you reprise and what movie would it be? What is your dream role that you would reprise of if you could make that movie again with you being the lead?
Oh my god. Okay, so this is totally not. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I just literally, it was just the TV was on earlier, and Pretty Woman was on.
Wow, with Julia
Oh my god.
Roberts and Richard Gere. Wow.
You can't redo that movie because she's just iconic in it, and so is he. So no. But that is just like such a great breakout role for her. Um, so yeah, I mean, obviously that would be an amazing part to play. Which movie? Again, I love some of the Cassavetes, Gina Rowland's work. Woman Under an Influence. It's about a woman that is losing her mind.
Yeah.
Um, that would be very interesting to go into that space and do that.
Right.
And I forget the name of the character in the movie, but that. And then another another film. What's it? It's this romantic flick. What's it called? The one with Ryan Gosling and
Mm.
what's her name? Oh gosh, the one that all
Is
gets
Emma
Oscar.
Stone?
No. Oh yeah. Oh, the La La Land. That's really great too. No, it's an older one. It's called
The Notebook.
it's The Notebook.
Hmm.
Gina Rowlands in that one too. That's she plays the characters when they get older. I mean, that's a great role too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, I'm a romantic like sob somewhere down there. I'm
Absolutely.
remembering the romantic songs. Yeah, because I mostly get to play, kind of like I did a Danish TV show not too long ago where I played a fashion designer, or I get to play villains, which is super fun. But maybe playing a romantic comedy or something that would be.
Oh my goodness. I don't.
I'm all over the place.
Whew.
So many I would like to. But then again, there are certain films that are so good they should be like they should be done again.
Right, absolutely. I think you would be amazing in a romantic comedy. I think you'd be funny. I think you'd be charming, sweet, beautiful, all the above. I think that would be absolutely lovely of yours. I think that if I was to act in a movie or reprise it, one of the movies that I think that I would love the role in is A Walk to Remember. If you remember that movie.
Yeah,
The guy
yeah,
that played in
great.
that movie, I think I would like to play that role. Because that's just to me a great role. And I would love to have a Mandy Moore kind of person like that because I thought that she was amazing in that movie as well. So, A Walk to Remember, which is one of my favorite books and one of my favorite movies that I've watched for sure, no question. And
Great film, yeah.
this has been a really, really amazing conversation with you, Christine, and learn about your why of getting into the film and modeling and media industry. Obviously, growing up in Denmark and New Mexico, and obviously transitioning to UCLA and transitioning to LA, where you've been for the past 2 plus decades, pretty much, doing your thing out there. Right, producing, writing, filming, and I just love what you're doing. I'm obviously a new fan of yours, and I'm going to stay in touch with you and follow everything that you do. And I really do appreciate your time for coming on to my podcast. My final question to you is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, the job, or anything at all before we conclude?
Sorry, you just it dropped a little bit. Is there anything I would like to add in what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, the job, or anything at all before we conclude?
Oh, okay. So it's just it was breaking up a little bit.
You're good.
I think you know, stay positive in your life. Like that's like if there's something I would like to, just in this world that whatever is going on, and staying positive and just be kind. And what you said earlier about when you speak, speak with purpose.
Mhm.
I think that rung true to me. You know, let's be kind to each other. That's all I want to think. Like that's the finishing note.
I love that. And like I said, Christina, I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful Friday evening. I want you to have a wonderful weekend.
Thank
Congratulations on being a new mom as well. I know you love that so much, and you're obviously going to be a terrific mother. There's no question about that. And you and I will definitely stay in contact and stay in touch. Thank you for coming on to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Chris. Have a great
You
night.
too.